Alright, again, welcome to Miller USAF Tactical Reviews. This time I'm reviewing a classic, or what I like to call a classic. This is of an old Smith & Wesson aluminum alloy framed pistol. This particular one is the Smith & Wesson Model 915, chambered in 9x19 millimeter. These handguns are kind of iconic in a way. They used to be carried a lot by law enforcement. Great designs, very reliable. In my opinion, these are one of the best designs as far as semi-automatics go. I rate them right up there with the 1911s. And I actually like them better than Glocks, and that's just because of the history and the character that these pistols have. That's just me. That's my personal feeling on these pistols. So, in any case, let's get started real quick. As I said, this is a Smith & Wesson Model 915. This is a basic single action, double action pistol. As you've seen in my other reviews, single action is the hammer has to be cocked, and of course, safety check, there is no ammo in this firearm. Single action is much like a 1911. When you fire the handgun, the hammer falls and the slide recoils, cocks the hammer back for another single action shot. Double action is where the trigger completes the hammer stroke and everything for you, much like a revolver. So this is a single action, double action capable firearm, which means it has a double strike capability. If you have a bad primer, just squeeze the trigger again before you do a tap rack bang to try and get it to go off. One of the features is a magazine safety, which, as you can see, with the magazine out, you cannot fire the firearm. Magazine has to be in. This was common on a lot of firearms made for police use, and you still see them on certain firearms today. Some other features. This is weight unloaded is right about 38 ounces, so it's not light, but it's not heavy. The full length of this firearm is 7 3/8 inches. The barrel is a 4-inch barrel. And of course, as I mentioned, this was before they got into the Sigma polymer and the M&P polymer pistols. This is an aluminum alloy frame. Magazine capacity is standard 15 rounds per magazine, and of course you can still find the, depending on where you're at, sometimes you can find some 10 rounders and whatnot. Sights, they vary for model. This one is just a fixed, standard fixed. It has a dot front with just a black contrasting rear, as you can see, fixed sights. The safety is a decock and a manual safety, and I'll show you here what it does. Decocks the firearm and also keeps it unsafe, so you cannot fire it. So in order to fire, you do have to flip the safety off. The slide release right here, slide catch slide release, is much like a 1911. It's in the 1911 location, just a little bit forward by the trigger guard, like a 1911 is. So any of you guys familiar with operating 1911, you'll have no problem. Standard external extractor. And other than that, it's a pretty simple firearm. It's a no snag. You don't see any horns or anything on it. It's pretty low profile. Standard plastic grips with the check ring provides a good purchase on the firearm. You have the check ring back straps, and you have the vertical cuts on the front and also on the trigger guard. Now, the likes and dislikes. First off, the likes. Like I said before, I really like the style and character of these firearms, and the craftsmanship shows. These things are very smooth in operation. Everything is just, it feels good, it feels right in the hand, it's smooth. The trigger pull is extremely light. I liken that trigger pull to, easily under 5 pounds for a single action. And for a double action, I'd put it right at about 11 pounds or so. Maybe 10 to 12 pounds, varying, which I like. I really have a thing for pistols that have hammers on them because of that double strike capability. The safety, I like the function of the safety, but I'm not a big fan of the location. That's about the only thing that takes a little bit of getting used to is, these frame-mounted safeties like you see here, which are common on the M9 series pistol from Beretta and a few others. They're not as intuitive as a frame-mounted. The slides, these high-mounted safeties right here, it takes a little bit of, training and muscle memory to get to. The good thing is it's easy to flip off safe. You can see it's on safe, so when you grab it, all you do is flip the thumb forward, and you're off, safe, ready to fire. So that's just a few observations on this particular firearm. I can't wait to get out to the range and show you how it operates on the range, because like I said, I really like these old Smith & Wesson handguns. I think there's a lot of great history to them, and they're cheap. This particular one I got for under $400, and it varies in your location. It depends on the condition. Some of them are going to be a little bit cheaper if they're used. This one is pretty much new in box. This one came with 3 magazines total, new in box. It had the original box to it, original instructions and everything. So I think I kind of lucked out with this one. But there's a lot of different variants out there. If you're looking for 40 or 45, as far as the caliber goes, there's a lot of them in that offering too, the 59 series and whatnot. So keep your eye open. If you're looking for a good used gun, of course, they don't offer them new anymore with the exception of their Performance Center. Smith & Wesson's Performance Center lineup. That's the only place you're going to find this type of design new. So if you see them out there, if you're looking for an inexpensive pistol, if you see them out there, you know, I know it's kind of a world of plastic nowadays, or I shouldn't say plastic, it's a world of polymer. And these things are kind of out of style so much with these alloy frames because they're heavier and whatnot. But the weight doesn't bother me. In fact, I don't mind having a heavier pistol. I like a pistol that doesn't feel like a toy gun. So with that said, feel free to leave any comments, any of your own experiences with this particular pistol, any observations or anything. And I hope you benefited from this review. So with that said, stay safe, secure, and informed. Thank you.